As protests and marches swept the country calling for justice for the lives of George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, and other people of color, the organization Art Against Racism worked to capture the Black Lives Matter movement for the art world. What resulted is Memorial Monument Movement, a virtual exhibition that captures dozens of videos and photos of murals, memorials, and images of protests. We talked with the co-chairs of the exhibit about mounting a social justice art exhibit during a pandemic.
What is Memorial Monument Movement?
Memorial Monument Movement is a project to collect the art that has been produced over the last year, particularly since the murder of George Floyd and the murder of others like Breonna Taylor. And artists have been making responses to this. And our idea was that so much of this is transitory, and we wanted to save it and preserve it for future generations.
It was also not only a call for art for artists, but it was a call for action for organizations all around the country to engage their communities, not only to create art, not only to capture art, but to have events that centered around getting out the vote. And we had an excellent response to that, not only our call for art, but the call for action.
I've never seen a virtual exhibit before, but during these COVID times, we're all doing a lot of things we've never done before. What is a virtual exhibit?
Essentially images of the actual artworks or images of people performing, but you can see the images online, on computers, on cell phones.
Tell us about these artists. Who are they? Where do they come from? Are all of them from professional art backgrounds?
That's what's unusual about our project, is that we've also been collecting work that's by community-based groups and people who don't think of themselves as artists, but they've been producing this wonderful work. And we've been mixing that in with the professional work.
Tell us about the art we can see in this exhibit. I know it's a lot of different mediums.
Right now we have 3 galleries. In a gallery called the Movement Gallery, we have a photography gallery, which is actually the art, showing how people are resisting and expressing themselves during this time. Then we have pictures of the art, images of the art, all types of art, sculpting, murals, monuments. And then finally, we have a video gallery where we invited artists to talk about their art. And we had our own videography team create these specialized videos of these folks, and they're wonderful. But we've also received videos from artists who created videos of their murals and their artwork before. So it's very diverse and it's constantly growing.
What inspired you to put this exhibit together?
This particular project came about through a discussion that started with me and Judith, and we wanted to expand what was previously a localized exhibit, and Judith thinks so big, to national, which then became international. And the importance of this moment, the rise of Black Lives Matter and the murders that became so apparent to the world, not different from what was happening in the 1960s, and the artistic expression that arose from us being locked down, compelled us to try to build more community, to try to bring people together as we were being separated, not only by issues, but by the environment that we were in. And it just became such a wonderful thing to do in so many ways.
It's so interesting how the rise of the Black Lives Matter movement and all these important events inspired you, but also how it coincided for you with the pandemic. Did the pandemic give you any hesitation about doing this? Was it intimidating to start something virtual, essentially something I'm assuming is new for you?
I don't think that we would have been able to do this in quite this way if it hadn't been for the pandemic, in a sense. We might not have thought of doing something national because we have no money. This has all been done really through volunteers who are excited, who think this is important to do, and who are willing to give their time. So in a way, this became feasible as a result of the pandemic and the way we were all thinking.
There was really no fear. And as we brought on our small group, which we must give much credit to, they had the same attitude. Let's get this done.
What have you learned about putting together this virtual exhibit, and how has it changed you as an artist or an artist curator, an art curator?
I won't say I necessarily learned how to do that, but it was so satisfying being able to do that and learning that there are so many other people who wanted to do it and could benefit from it.
And I think Reinhold is absolutely right that people feel so strongly about this that they're willing to give in any ways that they can in order to help.
What makes art an effective way to address racism?
Art is an essential way, not just effective, but an essential way to address racism because it is a unifier. It is an opportunity to create public discussions, to initiate and to spur on public discussions. Art Against Racism is an extension of a project I did in 2014 called The Rise and Fall of the N-Word. And the essence of what I was trying to do with that exhibition was deal with the issue of race from the perspective that we don't have a common language by which to discuss race in this country. So at least in the public sphere, art begins to allow us to break through language barriers and to share and to talk to each other. Because art is for all of us, but it creates community and creates opportunities for us to have better understanding with each other. And one of the most fantastic parts about this particular project is that while we say this is Black Lives Matter inspired art, it has inspired Native Americans, it has inspired people in Switzerland, it has inspired people in London. So we're looking to collect art from all over the world, from different types of demographics.
But to bring all of this together is what we think our contribution has been. And it is such a convincing image of what people believe in and how they want to move towards a society that is based on social justice. So I think we make a big contribution in that way.
Where does this exhibit go from here? How long can we experience it for? What is its future life?
You can experience it hopefully for eternity. We are archiving this material so that it is up for as long as possible.
The other thing that we sort of discussed a little bit is maybe we need an institution that will ultimately be responsible for it rather than us as, individuals. We want to make sure that this material is available to new generations, hundreds of years from now.
Reinhold, Judy, thank you so much for speaking with us about this exhibit and for changing the way that we experience art.
Well, thank you. Thank you for your interest. We really appreciate it.
Thank you very much, Jesse. Thank you.